Alright, get it all cleaned up. Throw a little bit of paint on the frame there so it won't rust. Here's my little engine, blacking engine enamel. Keep the paint off where I don't want it. Alright, I got most of it covered. Gets most of the paint off where it's supposed to be. Good enough. It won't rust at least now. Alright, so now we get to work on the back of the bike. The left side a little bit. Yeah. I'm sure the motor mount's in there wrong, so I better go work on that a little bit. A little bit of that off. Camera drop down a little bit. There we go. Get down to ground level. Okay, so I'm sure this motor mount's going to be on there. Probably not tight. Probably not shimmed correctly. It's probably why the motor's all out of whack. Would be my guess. I need to work on that a little bit. Go ahead and play with it. Tools at. There's what we're looking for. Okay, how tight is this motor mount, I think? About that tight. Ooh, that one actually got torque on it. Oops, don't touch that wet frame. On the other side. That don't go in there. Dumbass. Bolt box. I heard washer someplace. Okay. That out of the way. Now I can pull the intake manifold out. Access to the clamps now. Okay, one carburetor fell off. Oh, look at these stupid adapters I got in here. Oh, wrong manifold. Nice. Let me dump the fuel out of here. Okay, there is no fuel. Okay, so we have butchered heads and an O-ring intake manifold. So they have these adapters in there trying to compensate for the bad heads. So let me show you what's going on with these heads. Had a genius working on this thing, that's what happened to it. There is a fix for it, but not this fix. Okay, so this is an O-ring intake manifold. And like I said, these are adapters. They're supposed to be for stroker motors. And if you do an O-ring conversion, you have a piece of plastic here, like this little piece in the middle. They used to go around the manifold right here. And that plugged up the gap. So the rubber band seal right here would seal across the top. So what happened over here is, these are early heads, and they cut off the whole inside of these. And these are massive, big ass ports in these things. Definitely highly polished. This is a modified motor a lot. So see the difference in the hole size between in here and what this is? That's how much this thing's ported out. And what they did is they cut off these O-rings that were sticking out of the head. They've been cut off. So instead of running the stroker intake manifold that is longer to compensate for the gap you took away, so it got longer, they put this adapter crap in there that leaks all the time. And like I said, they got these big ported heads in here, so this is going to be something different going on. They did a very bad job of these here. They broke them out with a big ass hammer or claw hammer. I'm not sure what they broke these with. So the only sealing surface now is on this OD lip. So make sure it's halfway decent around it. Feels like it's round, not butchered on the outside. So I got to have a stroker intake manifold, rubber band style, not O-ring style, that will go in here. And it's got to be a lot longer than this, so it's going to be probably a number 5 or a number 3 manifold. So that's different. Like I said, the other thing was our leak was this. This tube doesn't do any sealing when you can spin it around like this. See how this one's tight? This one's loose, so this was definitely leaking, like I said. That's where all this oil here is coming from, probably. But I need to take this apart, clean it all up, put new O-rings in here, make sure it's got all new O-rings and corks or whatever the hell these things are. It's probably a cork style. So we'll have to clean all this up and do that. And we'll be doing a valve adjustment, obviously, too. And then we'll have to deal with these heads. So I wonder what else is going on with this motor. See big stuff like that. Does it got stock cams in it, or got some big ass cams in it? Who knows? Now you notice how that wire down there is getting crushed because it's underneath the frame. See that point wire? Right here. See, that's why you don't put them underneath your frame. It's not good for them. Oh well. So that's another problem. Of course, that's a bigger problem there. Always got more issues. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and pull the back of the bike off here and see what's going on in the back of this bike. I expect the same amount of issues that we have with the front of the bike, so we'll have to see. Dark out here, so it's hard to see where the stuff goes now. Okay, first thing I do is I got to get the chain off of this, I think. So pull this back. So I got access to the chain. There we go. I have better vision over here, maybe. First we're going to do is find out where the master link is at. Don't see it anywhere. Chain guard rubs a little bit. That's nice. Let's see. Still see no master link. Nice if there's one on here somewhere. Still do not see a master link. I wonder if there's one of these stupid rivet chains. Nope, there it is. Right over there. Okay, we want to get this over here. We can work on it. Okay. So dumbass put the master link clip on backwards. So basically, see how the clip is going direction of rotation, because the rotation is going this way. So if you catch that edge right there, it pops the clip right off. You always have the round side of the clip forward, so when it hits something, it shoves it onto the link, not off the link. So that was put on there wrong. Now to get this off, you just take a pair of pliers and push it. Oh yeah, over here someplace. You take the pliers and push on the end of the link like that and just squeeze together and clip it. Should pop right off. We'll see. There it goes. So you're doing that way, you don't do any damage to your clip. Unlike other ways, you damage them. Okay, now just take your hammer, hit it right on the pin. That's why we're over here where the sprocket is. That's not a really high performance chain because the master link just fell off. So. Okay, now what I do is I take the clip that I laid somewhere on the ground here in the dark. Can't see it. What do I do with it? Purposely laid it on the ground so I wouldn't lose it. Where did I lose it to? The chain hit it. Yeah, wonderful. What do I do with it? Should I put them right on the ground where I can find them? And lay them up here somewhere, did I? No. Alright, wonderful. What do I do with a clip? Well, I usually put the clip right on top of the mouse link so I don't lose the damn thing. Wonderful. There's some washers. There's that washer that's running away. There's the clip. Looking right out the damn thing, can't see it. Alright, right away. So you take the clip, put it on the master link like that so that you don't lose it. Then you put the clip on it, and then to clip the link. Push it down a little bit so it stays put. Now you got a combination you won't lose. Otherwise you'll lose it. Okay. The easiest way to do this is to pick the bike up, rotate the chain backwards. So as the chain comes out, you just throw that thing in the corner someplace. This is not a very heavy duty chain. This is a pretty wimpy chain. Wimpy bike, wimpy chain. I guess that's how they work these days. Okay. Now this chain guard is rubbing. Usually I bend them out a little bit so they don't rub so much. Okay. So now we go ahead and take the swing arm out of here. I want to pull the shocks off too. Something's actually tight. I don't believe it. And there's always one part that has to be tight, right? Doesn't have the right hardware on here either. This washer's not going to keep your shock from falling off if it wants to. Shock just fell off. Okay. Now we need to get the rear brake switch off now. So we can pull the swing arm off out of here without any problems. This has a bracket to a bracket because it's not the right switch. I use a different switch for this application. I use a Sportster switch, not a rigid frame panhead switch. To use the factory Sportster switch, 67 to 70, whatever year they went up to, probably 78. Now they had a brake switch, 77 they changed, 76. 75 and 6 I think had the brake switch in the front, so it would be 74. So 67 to 74. What you would use. Okay, so now I'm going to pull the nut off here. Pull the shock nut off the other side while we're at it. That's over here on the top of the bike. Parts are flying. Shock came off. Okay. Anybody need some panhead shocks? Might have some. Okay, let's get this thing out of my way. It's way too close to show what's going on back here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull the axle off. And the rear wheel should be able to come out. Another real tight nut. brake. Looks like it's in there eating itself up, rubbing like crazy right in here. Can find out why it's doing that. It's not supposed to be rubbing. Looks like new shoes and stuff are in there. So, more issues. Brake drum looks like it's fairly new. Probably just replaced it recently. Bearing's trying to come out already. You can see where it's dragging right in here. It's eating on the drum. More issues. Okay, so now we got our swing arm down in here. Supposed to have about 3 pounds of drag on this. It doesn't have that. And it moves. It's loose. What a shocker, huh? Alright, so I don't know if you can see it moving, but it's moving. Can you hear it? Okay, so this all needs to be tightened up. Probably needs to be taken apart and cleaned up also. So we got to pull the lock tab that's missing. The big bolt here comes out. If you loosen this up a little bit here, that allows the cups to open up in the frame so you can pull it out. So you have to take this bolt out and then loosen this nut. And you kind of wiggle it back and forth a little bit and it should yank out. Over here there's a nut that goes into the swing arm right here. Swing arm goes into the back of the case. And that's what holds the nut, so when you rotate the big bolt, it unscrews. Alright. So that's how that does that. Get that out of my way so I can work. Alright. This size here, as I recall. Yep. Big nut unscrewing with a small nut. Yep. I'm supposed to be doing that. Alright, it's rusty in there. Nice and gritty. Here, get that out of my way. Got more room to work. If I don't cut the zip tie off here, I'll be pissed off. Won't be able to pull the swing arm out. There's where the other rubber. There's a rubber mount somewhere over here. It's up here in the back of the tank. Talked about that earlier. Okay, it's kind of rusted in there. That means we're going to have fun getting it out of here. There we go. rotate and put pressure on it, kind of comes out. There we go. Nice and rusty, but it came out. Screw this nut a little bit. Okay, the swinger should be able to come out now. Jiggle a little bit. There you go. You had to jiggle it because you had to get the temp conveyor to slide in just a little bit on each side, about a 1/16 of an inch, and you can pull it out. If you don't do that, it's stuck. It won't come out. The frame wheel gets between inside the ears of the swing arm, and you can't pull it out. So you have to get the bearings out of the way. Alright, this thing's nice and gooey. But it's off. Alright. So now I got left is the oil tank on here, which we're going to have to take out. But I got to drain the oil, so I'm going to do that later. Put the switch up there to get out of my way. So right now we're doing some damage to the ignition wire under here, which I don't really want to keep doing. This wire right here. But he put it in the wrong, so trace it up around, see how he wired the bike. I gotta pull that wire off. It's probably just connected on the coil on the other side, but you gotta look. We get to go over here and figure out what's going on over here. Okay, where's the wiring coming up at? I don't see the wire right now. Oh, okay. He's up here on top. That makes it easy. Okay, there's where you butted it into it, right here. Clip, clip, clip. That's it. It's out of the way. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Alright. Okay, now you have to cut these all the way out to get the wires to come out. So if you cut it where it holds it, where it's pinched, the whole thing will come off and the wire is still decent on it. You don't shorten it up very much. Alright. So now I go ahead and pull this wire out. It's up under here someplace. There it is. There's got a big loop on this thing up here still. Yep. One more clip. Clip, clip, clip. I just had a lot of extra zip ties around here. There we go. Clip. Okay, now I should be able to yank that thing out of there, hopefully. There we go. I see another zip tie or something under there. There it goes. There it goes, and comes right out over here. Alright. Well, next time you root the damn thing, you come up under here. There's a small gap on the back side of here. You can get it up under there. You come out the back side. Or you go around the front. I like going around the front a lot of times. Strictly matter how the bike, you want the wiring to be on the bike. Okay. trying to get to come on the back side here. There it is. Pull it back more and bring it forward. Can't get a hold of the damn thing. There we go. There we go. And of course, that's as far as it's going to go. I need 2 hands for this one. Where's the damn handle at? There we go. Takes 2 hands to do this one. Gotta push it up. Can't just go forward. Okay. That's shrink tubing. Nope. Shoved it down further. And not shrink tubing from here up though. Yep, that's shrink tubing. I'll wipe some of the glue off this thing. Okay, now you can either root this under the bike like you had it, or you can come up underneath the starter through here like that, your choice. If you go underneath, go back under the frame. I'm going to leave this thing up here so I can figure out how I want to root it later. At least now it's not underneath the frame, so I can drag it around and not pinch the wire off. So you want nothing under your bike, so you can drag it around. The only thing we got under there right now is a kickstand. That's not moving. Okay, so now this can be picked up, carried around, thrown up on a bench. Not by myself though. But I can drag the pallet into the building at least for tonight. It's a lot lighter than it was. Okay, so we pretty well got the bike down to where the bad stuff is off, more or less. We still got a long ways to go yet because I'm not done yet. I need to deal with the rear fender stuff, make sure the wiring's good up underneath that before I put the back end back together. Who knows what's going up under here. Any wires in there? It looks pretty clean. Maybe there's no issues. We might even change his fender, I don't know. Let's see what he wants to do. I gotta get the oil tank out of here, dump the oil, get everything all cleaned up where it's all oily, try to fix any oil leaks I see, and then I gotta get the motor mounts back into the bike up here and get the motor tightened up into the frame correctly. I gotta clean all this stuff off, so probably what I'll do is I'll drench it off out here with some solvent, blow it all off outside here before I bring it to the shop tomorrow. So I have to get some help moving it around a little bit. And then we'll see what kind of wiring we're going to keep. And then let's see, I'm going to have to pull the shift shaft, so I got to pull this all out. I got to pull the tranny out, so this side's got to all come apart. We're going to figure out what we're going to do with this ignition stuff here. I'm going to probably get rid of this dash. Cut this stuff off here at some point. I'll figure that out tomorrow. Figure out what wiring I'm going to keep and I'm not going to keep, and get rid of the excess stuff. Let's see. I suppose that'll fit in there, will it? There we go. Get that out of the way. So, anyway, got a lot of stuff to do. Need to get rid of that plug wire. You can stick this back here too. See, like that. There we go. So, like I said, I know I got to pull this tranny all out of here, so that'll be fun. So, Anyway, that's how you do it. You take off everything that's bad and you work your way back up. See, that's what the battery box was eating. Well, I was eating a groove in there. Look how deep that groove is in there. I'm sure that wasn't making any noise or anything, right? So, like I said, once you get them stripped down to the point where you run out of bad stuff, then you can go ahead and put it back together again. So, I think I got most of the bad stuff apart, but like I said, I still got to deal with the motor mounting system. It won't take much more just to pull the whole motor out of the frame, because the only thing that's left holding it in right now is the back here, the rear bolts. You pull out those 4 bolts and that motor's out of there. So if I decide I want to do that, I might just do that, because it'll be easier to do that than work with it in the frame probably. But we'll see. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Just pull the motor out and throw it on the floor. Then you can lift up on the bench a lot easier. It's a lot lighter. So, alright, well that's it for tonight.